剣術を習得することは楽な道ではない。えい。はあ。えい。はあ。えい。やあ。えい。
When practicing the Miyamoto motor, it is very important to have a good strong grip, but also have one that offers dexterity so you can easily transition from one technique to another without telegraphing your thoughts or intentions. With your back hand, I'd like you to grip the handle of the sword as you would a hammer, with your hand on top of the ridge, so when the sword or hammer do come down, you have the pressure behind that. With my right hand, though, I'm going to show you a little bit more dexterity. I'd like you to bring your fingers together and your thumb like this, in this fashion, and then squeeze your thumb and forefinger together. When I bring the sword to my hand or my hand to the sword, you can see that I'm not gripping it the same way this is being gripped. I'm holding it a little different, more like you would a pen or a pencil. Using in this fashion with a good strong grip, but knowing the dexterity of being able to move from one transition to another, this will offer you the best of both worlds, being able to strike correctly and without being seen. When practicing your Miyamoto motor, always assume that simple is best. Therefore, at the beginning, let's make sure we're only using vertical cuts, cutting from 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock. That is the best way to become familiar with how the blade works in relation to your grip and your body. When you begin executing your vertical cuts from 12 to 6, always remember that when you come down, don't bring the sword straight back up. In this exercise, come down and then redirect your sword after the execution of the cut, either to your right side or your left side, to make sure that everything is consistent and smooth. When you cast down or transition upward in these next exercises, it would be wise to keep your fingertips on top of the handle like this, not moving your fingers around and grabbing with the inside of your palm. If you grab with the inside of your palm, it's like using a color crayon instead of using a quill. There are 3 basic casting positions we are going to work on. One is the full cast, where the tip is down when it starts and you cast out in a full cast and the tip is down when you finish. This is what they call the classic cast. This is done in a lot of classical Japanese kenjutsu. Another cast is the half cast, where the blade is parallel to the floor at the beginning of the cast, and at the end of the cast or cut, it is again parallel to the floor with the tip pointing outwards.
Yo. Ape. 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 Yo. Ape.
The next cast is the short cast, where the blade stays up and it casts out about this far, from here to here, with the blade tip staying upward. Between all three casts, you have to remember that one feeds into the next. Although the classic cast is the most comfortable, therefore we'll be using that most of the time.
Ape. Yo. 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 Ape. Yo.
Another important aspect to the Miyamoto motor is your stance. If you have a wide stance, it will be more difficult to transition and set up for the next cut. Of course, wider stances feel good, but would you rather feel good about a stance, or would you rather complete a cut, which is always consistent? And that is one of the main factors in your stance. If you can walk 5 paces, and after the 5th pace look down at your feet, you'll find out that your toes are equal to your instep of your other foot.
Yo. Ape. Yo. Ape. Yo. Ape. Yo. Ape. Yo.
With a nice, tall, tight stance, not only will you be able to cast out better, you'll be able to turn better. A lot of times when we turn and set up, we need to turn on a dime, not a 50-cent piece. So with that thought, make sure that your feet are closer together and you can turn 180 to 360 degrees in a much faster pace.
Yo. Ape. 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 Yo. Ape.
The full cut feels really good. It offers you a smooth, complete, nicely felt transition every time you cut. Let's mix it up a little bit. Let's start adding your half cuts and your short cuts to that. Not only do you want the blade to come down and finish down, you also want the blade to come in and finish at 180 degrees or up in the air like this, making sure the tip is up. One always feeds into the other.
Yo. Ape. 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 Yo. Hey. 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 Yo. Hey.
This is the first cog in the wheel of the Miyamoto motor. If you cannot consistently work on this cog yet, it might take hundreds of repetitions to understand the simplicity of casting out in front. Therefore, if you're not comfortable yet, continue to cut your vertical, downward, full cast cuts until your shoulders, arms, hands, and gripping, not mentioning the transitioning, a lot smoother and better.
Yo. Hey. 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 Yo. 剣術を習得することは楽な道ではない。